For today's writing lesson, our learning intention is I am learning to sort facts. Now, facts we've looked at in our previous lessons last week, and we already know that facts are something that is true. We can prove it. If you remember, we talked about the sun, and we know that the sun is very, very hot, and it can be proven. We also looked at information texts, and information texts or books are about real life subjects. Now we can divide information texts or the information in those texts, into three different things: attributes, actions, and environment. But what is an attribute? Well, an attribute is a quality, a characteristic, and or a feature of an object. So for example, we could talk about colour, shape or size. A blue whale, we know, is the largest animal on earth. So we're now talking about its size. That is an attribute. We could also say that the blue whale is mostly blue. That would be an attribute. We can also look at what something feels like, perhaps its parts, whereabouts it might be located, who uses it, or when it is used and what it is used for, so its function. So for example, we could talk about knives and forks. Knives and forks are cutlery, and they are used when we are eating. They are made of steel, so they can be silver, and they can be pointy and sharp, so you need to be careful. They're normally located inside a house in what we would all mostly call the cutlery drawer. And people use it. People use cutlery. These are all attributes of cutlery, of knives and forks. But an action, what is an action? When we've done our learning in class, we know that verbs are normally what we call action words. So verbs is something that you or the thing can do. And here is a little graphic to help you, to remind you of some things that people can do. Perhaps animals can do these things too. I wonder if you can think of any other actions. So environment. What is the environment? We all know and normally think about the environment as somewhere outside. But when we think about environment, we are describing where something is. So for example, the cutlery, we might be describing the kitchen, and everybody's kitchen is different. So we might say that a kitchen is white. My kitchen's white. What colour is your kitchen? When we're talking about animals, we often talk about their environment as their habitat, where they live. So for example, fish live in the sea, so it is wet. Some fish are tropical fish and they live in warm waters. Some live in cold waters. So you need to think about the environment of where something is. Now, I have attached a YouTube clip that I'm going to ask everyone to watch at the end of this presentation. And it is all about sea turtles. There are lots and lots of facts in this presentation which will help you to understand how we are going to do today's activity. I'm going to need everyone to either print out the forms or get mum or dad or your brother or sister to help you rule up your page. We need 3 columns, one for attributes, one for actions, and one for environment. And you are going to look at these facts and you need to place them in the correct column. So for example, in the attributes column, I have placed sea turtles have scaly skin because I'm talking about what they look like. In the actions column, I've put laying eggs makes sea turtles very tired because this fact is talking about something that they do. In the environment column, I have put sea turtles crawl on sand. And they do this because that is where they lay their eggs. They mostly stay in the water. So don't forget, if you can watch the sea turtles clip at the end, please do so because this will help you with the facts. Now it's your turn. Open to a new page, write the date and the learning intention. I am learning to gather facts. Remember to either print and glue in or rule up your page just like we have done here. And you can either cut and paste the attributes or write in the columns some of the facts. And depending on which group you are in will depend on how many you will do. Don't forget, when you have finished your lesson, to take a clear photograph and submit it on Class Dojo. So, if you are in blue group, you'll be writing one fact in each column and drawing a lovely picture of a sea turtle. Red group will be trying to do 2 facts in each column, and yellow and green group will be doing 3 or perhaps challenging themselves to do more than 3 in each column and drawing a sea turtle.